Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight, Baha Mar's new owners confident in the resort's success when it opens in April. Hear from the resort's president. While we gear up for Baha Mar's opening, many still haven't forgotten about the Ginn development. Tens of thousands of air arrivals expected this holiday season, and a little focus put on the women in Junkanoo. Welcome to our news. I'm Kyle Joaquin. Thanks for joining us. Topping news tonight, despite the many drawn-out troubles that affected the Baha Mar brand, its newest owners are confident the name still has strength. Baha Mar has officially been sold to a subsidiary of Chow Tai Fook Enterprises, and the president of that company says there's a tremendous amount of excitement and anticipation surrounding the Baha Mar name, and the development has a strong marketing plan in the works. Dana Smith reports.
In 2014, but the resort's developer wound up filing for bankruptcy protection, a move which sparked a protracted legal dispute that played out in the press and attracted much negative publicity for the brand. But Davis told our news team this week hotel executives are confident in the brand and charged there's a tremendous amount of anticipation to book at Baha Mar.
Well, again, there's been a tremendous amount of marketing in the past to build up that Baha Mar name and brand recognition.
Yes.
I believe it's, again, from a travel industry professional, certainly with the general travel and independent traveler, from their perspective, there's a tremendous amount of anticipation and excitement about the opening of Baha Mar.
Asked about competition with Nassau's other major hotel, the Atlantis Resort, Davis suggested that's not an issue, explaining the Baha Mar team is looking forward to collaborating with Atlantis and other industry stakeholders to grow the country's tourism product.
You know, as you would in Las Vegas, I think, you know, as it continues to grow, you continue to drive new volume and new markets. We have new brands coming onto the island with the global operators that we have identified. And certainly, as the Prime Minister has mentioned, potentially 315,000 new passengers arriving after we open on an annual basis. We look forward to working hand in hand with the Ministry of Tourism and certainly with the NPIPB and ourselves and working together to grow the airlift and create, again, a new volume of guests and create new experiences here in New Providence.
Baha Mar is anticipated to draw in an additional 300,000 air passengers annually. Davis said executives remain in talks with government officials and other stakeholders about increasing airlift and reaching new markets.
Well, I think it's absolutely no question that we need to continue focusing on more airlift coming into the island as we open, and of course new markets as well. It's very important. We obviously have those sustainable markets in the northeast and certainly in the south in North America, but looking beyond that, looking certainly at Europe, looking at South America, and I think eventually absolutely into Asia with new markets being opened up and new airlift coming in for the future.
Baha Mar is slated to begin its phased opening next April. Davis said the project, once completed and opened, will bring significant economic growth for the country.
We see a significant success and certainly economic growth for the island, tremendous amount of job creation for the Bahamian people, and most importantly, I think it will help continue to elevate the destination. It's already one of the most popular and iconic destinations in the Caribbean, and we look forward to building on that and collaborating together with other tourism product here in the Bahamas and really continue to elevate on a world-class stage the products that we have.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Dana Smith.
Thanks, Dana. Now, while anticipation builds for the April opening of Baha Mar, there's a similar development sitting dormant in West Grand Bahama. It's the Ginn project. It's been out of headlines for years now, but our news recently visited the property. We also got an update from the Minister for Grand Bahama. The Ginn project was moving along at a steady pace when the bottom fell out of the world economy and the project lost its funding source. Ever since then, the fate of the project has been uncertain. Ginn was originally designed as a $4.9 billion master plan development with 1,400 single home sites and over 4,000 condo hotel units, but it remains dormant. The government for years has been aggressively marketing the project, according to Minister for Grand Bahama, Michael Darville.
We have been in communication with some direct foreign investors with the possibility to purchase that property. I know the Minister of Tourism is leading a lot of the work associated with trying to find the right person and the right fit for that property. As a result of the liquidation, the property was fractioned into different groups, and that in itself is a challenge.
In 2008, the original developer, Bobby Ginn, defaulted on a construction loan which resulted in the property being foreclosed by the bank Credit Suisse and Lubert Adler, the Philadelphia-based investment bank that was Ginn's financing partner. Lubert Adler also controls the old Bahama Bay Resort, the golf course, the existing marina, commercial facilities such as the restaurants and retail, and associated operational facilities. But a Credit Suisse-led lending syndicate took possession of the remaining 1,400 acres at the former Ginn-Sur-Mer project after Ginn Development Company defaulted on its $276 million loan. It effectively inherited the real estate component of the Ginn project. Today, both sides are looking to sell their investment.
We do have individuals today who are looking at that particular property, which I think is an excellent property with its close proximity to the United States and would be an excellent touristic development project.
Some of the original plans for the property included a Jack Nicklaus golf course, a 55-square-foot casino, mega yacht marina, designer boutiques, and fine dining restaurants. It is likely any potential buyer will pick up the property for cents on the dollar.
But we have people looking at it. I don't want to comment further on it or how far we are, but it has always been something that we are constantly put on the market and marketing throughout the world for someone to actually take possession of that property and start to go vertical.
And while there is anticipation for the April opening of Baha Mar, many Bahamians, particularly those in Grand Bahama, can recall the Ginn-Sur-Mer development. In other news, Progressive Liberal Party and Tall Pines MP Leslie Miller is once again defending Free National Movement leader Dr. Hubert Minnis, insisting he believes Minnis is the party's most formidable option to challenge Prime Minister Perry Christie in a general election. Jasmine Brown tells us more.
The outspoken PLP MP says as far as he is concerned, Dr. Minnis is the right man for the job.
He still has the upper hand.
Miller says Minnis' appeal is his grassroots upbringing. As Miller insisted, voters view the F&M leader as a man who rose from have-not status and can relate to the plight of poor Bahamians.
And I just think, Dr. Minnis is a decent human being. He's transforming the F&M into a machinery that the average Bahamian can become associated with, not just the elite group that they have split off, but the average fella from Baintown and in the inner city.
Miller has repeatedly voiced his support for Minnis. He also expressed similar views in July after it was revealed Butler Turner would be challenging Minnis for the leadership post. In the end, Butler Turner and her running mate Dr. Dwayne Sands would drop out of the race. But earlier this month, in a shock move, Butler Turner and 6 other FNMPs wrote a letter to the Governor General asking that he be removed as leader of the opposition. Butler Turner received her instruments of appointment on Sunday as the new leader of the official opposition at Government House. Miller condemned the move and added that he hoped Dr. Minnis has learned from this experience.
I keep warning Doc, you must be assertive in politics. If you continue to bury your head in the sand and continue to be forgiving, they're going to run all over you. This is a good example now of him either rising to the occasion, realizing that your enemy is always going to be your enemy, and it's either you or the enemy. If you don't take them out, they're going to take you out. Hopefully you've learned from this exercise.
Reporting for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Thanks, Jasmine. Well, it's going to be a busy week at LPIA as tens of thousands travel for the holidays. Find out more when our news returns.